What do I do if my account is exposed? Yeah, close the exposed account. That'd be the first thing right there. And of course, you know, Fifth Third Bank says, hey, consider placing a fraud alert on your credit and monitor your account with Fifth Third Identity Alert Solutions. Now, apparently, they have some free stuff that they're selling, and then they have some free stuff that they're giving away, I guess. And then they have some stuff that they're selling to their customers. Account takeover. Now, what is an account takeover? Definitely, I've seen this happen too. Exposure to your account or personal information can lead to an account takeover. This is somebody else going in. And this was like the example I just gave you of the guy who took over the attorney's account, going in and making transactions happen as if you are the owner of the account. This is an account takeover can result in unauthorized transactions, including wire, ACH, and other payment types. How can you prevent it? Again, who are you sharing your stuff with? Who are you sharing your stuff with? Protect your online banking credentials. See that part right here? This part where it says Fifth Third will not ask you for this information. Your login, username, and password. Like, you should never be giving that to anybody. No one. Never give that to anybody. Change your passwords regularly. I've heard people in the industry say they don't keep, they don't keep their passwords on their computer. They keep them on like pen and paper, write them down somewhere, and they change them frequently. Can you imagine? Think about all the passwords you have, and then you're writing all of them down, and then you're changing them, what, weekly, monthly? Oh my gosh, that's a lot. But that is what the recommendation is. So set up online and mobile banking alerts. So yeah, you can set up thresholds. That's something I've done. You can set up thresholds where, hey, every time there is a transaction that occurs that is above a certain amount, you get a text message. It'll pop up on your phone so you can see it and be like, "Oh, okay, I know what that is," and go back to living your wonderful life. And you can also get it via email. So check with your bank to see what their process is, and definitely go ahead and have those alerts in place. I had one client who was in a situation where something happened and he got noticed real fast because it popped up on his phone. So, yeah, better to find out sooner because then you can maybe get the money back. Maybe. All right. Ensure your computer or login device is secure. Make sure you're using antivirus protection. Be careful about going into public spaces and using public Wi Fi. And you already know that. Monitor bank activity and statements. So if you report these things, sometimes you can keep your liability low and maybe the bank will reimburse and put the money back into your account. But you can't be going like, 4 and 5 months because you didn't check your account and then expect the bank to put $10,000 back because you just never bothered to look. I actually did a video about one lady who she didn't check her account very often. And all his money was gone and she didn't know until like months later. And the bank is just like, no, we have a timeline in place and you didn't meet it. All right, move to digital payments. I mean, look, there are going to be advantages and disadvantages to all of these things. This one that says eliminate check interception risk by using digital based payments. Okay, so then you're just setting yourself up for the hackers. So I don't want you to think that there's a no-win situation here. It's just that it's going to be difficult whichever way that you use it, but there's some advantages and disadvantages. If you're using paper checks, you got to worry about people stealing stuff out of your mailbox. You got to worry about shredding that stuff when you're done. If you're using electronic, where you're getting emails and that sort of stuff, you got to make sure you're having good passwords in place and making sure you're not sharing any and everything with everybody out there in the world. And you got to stay on top of that too. So there's going to be work on both sides. It's not like this is a set it and forget it type of meal because it's not. Don't click on suspicious links. Well, in this case, here's the thing. Sometimes it's not so obvious that these links are suspicious. And I tell people now, there are companies that are working really hard to look legitimate. They set up whole websites. They have the addresses matching. They've gotten better now so that their grammar doesn't look as bad. The spelling's not off. The punctuation is close to being right. And if you're just skimming through, you won't catch those errors because there are less of them now. And unless you're really paying attention, you might not catch it. And so what used to be really suspicious is not suspicious anymore or less so. So now you got to work even harder. Like I said, they don't look suspicious anymore. They're getting better at the fraud that they're engaging in.